So, you want to be a filmmaker, huh? Well, that's just fine. Film is a medium that has existed for over 80 years, and the business of filmmaking continues to grow and thrive today. But before you go off and make your first feature, you must understand the power that you hold in your hands as a filmmaker. For film, you see, is the most influential art form of our time.
I think it's one of the most powerful mediums of art. It definitely inspires and gives different perspectives in ways that we tell stories.
When I think about a movie, I think about an enjoyable experience and something that will have me think.
It's a medium that often goes beyond our own personal borders and branches out to others just for the sake of sharing a film.
It's more on the documentary sides where they exploit a topic that I've not heard about, or they've been able to give me some insight to different stories around the world that tell me, hey, I need to share this. You've got to see this film.
The Pacific Rim was really amazing because they actually embedded robots into this. But yeah, once I finished it, I started talking to people around it. And I think everyone I talked to, they've seen it too, and they just agreed completely about it. It was really good.
I'd say yeah, because, you know, if it's a great enough movie, I don't know if I've seen, like if you see a really bad one, you're like, dude, you have to watch this. It's so stupid. But when you see a really good one, I think it's kind of like your duty to make sure to tell other people, hey, this is really good. Otherwise, what's the director's time worth for putting all that work in if people don't spread the word about how good his movie is or not?
Film is a diverse medium that is so open to many different styles and genres that there are plenty of different reasons why people go to see movies.
I don't know how to explain it. It's popular because it makes you think. It really makes you think about all the possibilities that there are in the world.
I think that in today's society we have a lot of distraction, and a lot of those distractions keep us from concentrating and focusing on what's at hand in front of us. Films tend to give an opportunity and time to escape from those realities and maybe even our own, and sometimes even get in touch with our own reality, and we get to sit and watch somebody else's life.
I think it's a freedom or a moment to think that you might actually be able to be in that reality for a short bit of time.
I feel good watching movies a lot. I frankly just love them because it's a way to see into like different fantasies that really won't happen in real life.
Because they allow us to explore and get to see what people feel should be said, or there's other fantasies and wild creations that people think up and decide, hey, this would be a good idea to get out to the people. Let's try it.
That's like I kind of want to see, you know, what were they planning when they made this shot? What were they trying to establish? And if it made a good enough impact in the end, or if it was just too slow. I go to critique it, I guess.
I can think of like Hunger Games. I didn't think I would probably like that movie, but I really did. And I think it's that triumph, like you're rooting for something good to happen. So as our outside lives might have struggles, then the movie seems to let us live for a moment vicariously, and I think we all enjoy that.
I think because it's a way to just be able to sit and watch time go by as you watch an exciting or a romantic or just a scary movie, and just watching pictures go by. It's just the experience and the excitement of actually just sitting there with someone, looking at a picture that goes.
I think that's very popular, and it's been very popular since the beginning. I don't know if anything's changed, because whether the economy goes up or it goes down, we go to the movies. If we're depressed or we're happy, we go to the movies. You know, there's nothing that stops us from wanting to see a visual take on films that relate to us and the human race.
Films create memories and lasting impressions on people.
Yeah, growing up as kids, me and my friends, when we'd see a movie, we always loved it, and you know, we'd imagine those characters and how we could become a better person like those characters, where we were always having competitions with each other to see who could become a better person, who could, you know, make that switch and do the better thing.
Like I can actually go back a lot of years. So when Grease first came out, like I can remember just thinking how fun it would be to have grown up in that time period where it seemed like everything was kind of innocent and fun, and yet it really is a lot like society then was a lot like it still is now. There's struggles for teenagers and you make bad decisions and you have to figure it out.
Probably say a movie called Doom, where The Rock's in it, and it's just fun because there's one part where he gets dragged and he literally says, "I'm not supposed to die here," and I just really like that part because it's kind of funny.
Films also have the power to give messages that influence and impact its audience.
Absolutely, and a lot of documentaries I've watched, one of them being that not only that I've seen it but worked on, which is called Wrenched, and it gave me a perspective of how many people in this world, over 7 billion, have created an overconsumption of our resources. Something that I've never really thought about in relation to how human races survived off the environment and how we can become greedy.
We all subconsciously learn lessons through movies because there's always, a moral at the end of the story, even if you don't feel like you already knew it, but it renews it every time that you watch it. So you'd probably learn something by the end of every movie, even if you don't feel like you have. It's mentally there.
It's mostly when I was younger. Like it surprises me how I'll watch the same movie as my own children and they'll remember phrases and parts and situations and I don't.
Yeah, tons of times, especially in the kid movies, they always try to get out an idea of, what to think, a good positive motto, like, if someone's needs your help, you should help them, or if you're feeling rough, it's okay because you've got friends there to help you. Something along that.
I would probably say around stuff like Tron or any probably Disney movies, because when I was a kid I watched those a lot, and they kind of teach you little things about having friends, being a good boy, and not really doing anything bad.
Like that though, it's the cliffhangers or an ending that kind of makes you want to think and you can't stop thinking about it. It kind of changes how you act for the next couple days because you're so overwhelmed by what the director just threw at you, and they really delivered it well.
I think filmmakers put messages in the movie because you want to express a different way of thinking, a perspective that one might not conjure up on their own, and to give it more to the mass media or the mass audience, and have it be thought out in a group environment rather than a single source. And I think that that helps to entertain the audience in ways that maybe it's an important value that should be addressed, or the fact that it's something we need not to take so seriously, or perhaps very seriously.
It is true that films, while they're often fun and entertaining to watch, deserve to be taken seriously. A movie needs a message and purpose just as much as it needs an audience. So as you embark on your journey to create your own films, remember, good movies are enjoyed, but great movies can be remembered.